Let's go. Rolling. 3, 2, 1. EnVivo, ladies and gentlemen, somos Lonely Boxing en Vivo Podcast con Manny Marrero.
Sean el Gringo Hicksa.
Hopper.
Breaking it down like it is. I look like a DJ. I like it. Should.
What's up, Fresh? We saw return, baby.
Yeah.
My goodness, I miss the studio so much.
Oh, my God.
We continue on with more boxing thanks to Top Ranks.
Thank you, Top Rank.
Twice a week, Sean. Can you imagine? That's like having buffet twice a week.
Can we do that? Stop the show, baby.
Oh man, but very interesting fights, guys. Yesterday.
Yeah, and again, I'm gonna go ahead and say it, man. I don't get the hate. Like people.
I don't.
Oh man, it should be. We should be like the UFC. Oh man, we should be like, man. Look, we're doing what we can do. They have one sanctioning body, which is basically one guy controlling everything, which Hopper touched on before. It's a different dynamic, So you have to play the cards you're dealt. And right now, I think we got a winning hand. I mean, we got some competitive cards. Every time it's gotten better. So I've definitely enjoyed it. Before we start breaking down the last card, which was Tuesday night.
Yes,
for me, one thing that I'll go ahead and say, aside from the judging, I've enjoyed it.
I do too.
I've also enjoyed the fact, call me a hater, I've gotten used to no fans in the stands.
Oh, no.
It happened quickly, man.
I want to be there.
No.
Sean.
I
want to be there.
I still find it difficult to get used to watching boxing without.
It looks like
fans.
a Los Angeles Chargers football game. I mean, it's empty.
I mean, it's like a what are those
shots fired at Jonathan Cardozo?
A reality boxing show. Remember that boxing show, reality show on ESPN? I forgot the name of that.
The fighter.
No, the one that
on ESPN,
contender.
The contender.
More.
Yeah.
I feel like that. Actually, they had more fans.
They
than
had
that, but
definitely had more
I
fans.
think fans
like their family was in a crowd or something.
I mean, fans they bring that excitement. They're cheering out for their best fighters. And
don't get me wrong. I don't want this to be like the new norm. I'm not trying. Trust me.
But I get it. I'm
just saying from the standpoint of just me watching the fight, being able to hear the corners, being able to hear the shots as they land, just the overall tension that's in there. I mean, yeah, it's cool when Denzel walks in, but damn it, I'm not there to see. I can see Denzel on the Equalizer anytime I want. Shout out to the Equalizer.
Shout out to
what a good movie.
Denzel.
Hell of a movie. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. Do you guys feel the same way, or no? You need some people in the stands.
No, we definitely need some people in the stands.
I do. I think I do. I can get used to this, and I am, and I've been watching every boxing fight not once, just twice. Because I mean, a lot of people don't know these are some of the future prospects contenders that they're in Top Ranks, and they're putting some of the pretty good spectacular cards. Of course, the very first card, I can feel that a lot of people was a little bit disappointed because you're expecting this to come out of as a boom, but a lot of the elite fighters, we talked about this, they're not going to get exposed. They want to understand, first of all, how it's going to be done, how it works. And you're talking about a guy that's making $1 million and risks himself just in the first fight without the proper training. So we got to have a little patience. And I think Thursday and last night's fights, if you guys have seen it, we saw two amazing fights last night.
Yeah.
And that's where I want to talk about.
Let's start with the opening televised bout.
Yeah.
Giovani Santillan.
Yeah.
Versus Antonio DeMarco, the wily veteran. And let's go ahead and say it. Who do we think won that fight? Antonio DeMarco. We didn't even think it was okay. It was competitive.
No, it was very
but it wasn't close.
No,
I don't.
To me, I thought DeMarco just completely overwhelmed Santillan and was very deserving of the victory. And I because this is boxing, I kind of had a feeling who was being pushed.
Even without the reaction of the fans, not the influence on the fans, the judges may get it right.
It was. I kind of had a feeling what they were gonna do.
Go and expand on that because people have said that before. I mean, I didn't get that vibe. Like when they announced it, I was genuinely shocked.
Me too,
because it was so clear to me. But you said you kind of anticipate. I mean,
no, I wasn't. Yeah,
it came through your mind. It's like, okay, I can't imagine they'll give it to they'll take it away from the
My wife can tell she can tell you my reaction when the scorecard was announced. She wouldn't be able to repeat it here because this is a family-friendly show.
Very friendly.
So we'd have to have a lot of bleeps. I couldn't bleep. They did this bleep. These mother bleeps, bleep, bleep, bleep. I can't. It was a whole lot of bleeps. Like DeMarco's inside game overwhelmed Santillan. He had no answer for the inside game. With the wily veteran controlled the pace after the third round. Santillan started off fast, faded quickly. But DeMarco was in complete control from the third round on. And it's sad that the judges missed a great fight and a great performance by Antonio DeMarco. And that was the opening bout. It was a great fight, though. Very entertaining.
It was very entertaining. For me, I had the first 3 rounds going to Santillan. I'll shout out to Santillan as well. Actually,
He got heart.
He hung in there.
Yeah,
and I think he kind of struggled a little bit. Couldn't really keep up, and he had some great moments. To be honest,
he struggles when you're in the inside. You gotta clinch after especially you're a young guy. If you don't clinch, the veteran guy is just gonna piece you apart.
He had no answer for that.
He had no idea what to do in there.
Yeah, it was kind of funny. Like when you watch the fight, it was almost like he was being baited in and trapped. And it was like DeMarco was trying to see, hey, let me see what this guy has. And I would never thought the wily veteran, if you want to call him that, would be the one that would, be the one that has better endurance. And it was like he was getting stronger, which is he's been known to do when he fought Leonardo. Like he kind of improved as he went through. But he clearly, they started fighting his style of fight, like around the 4th round. His inside game, that right hook, it was just nothing that, Giovani could do. And it was, to me, just so clear. So I'll just go ahead. I was surprised. And I was going in for Giovani. Just real quick, shout out to me. One of the first fighters I interviewed back in 2013 was him. Right.
Mate?
So, yeah, it was him. And I was ecstatic. I don't think at that time he had like 4 fights, maybe, if that.
I'm a fan.
Yeah, so I'm like, you know what? And I told him this.
Whoa, excuse me.
Hey,
Shawty,
no matter what, I'm gonna support you every fight that you're in, and I was supporting from last night. But when the scorecard came out, I got to keep it 100, man. And he didn't win that fight. I love him. I want him to have a great career, and I clearly is because he's still undefeated based off the records if you check Boxing Rank. But he didn't win that fight.
No,
and then no, he didn't, and it's hard, but we definitely got to move on from it. And I believe the next fight that was televised was Hector Perez from Florida versus El Tigres boy, Juan Torres. And okay, I'll be kind because we love El Tigre promotions.
We do.
The fight wasn't necessarily aesthetically pleasing for fight fans. Juan Torres has this Sean Porter style of fighting with rushing in without the skill and the activity when you're in the inside. He definitely maneuvers his head very well. He's a mauler. But Hector Perez from Puerto Rico, he took that fight. Unanimous decision, 60-54, 59-55 twice. He was just sharper. He was playing matador the whole night. Juan Torres kept rushing in, but wasn't very effective, and we got to call it like we see it.
It was a sloppy heavyweight fight.
But yes, very sloppy heavyweight fight. And credit to Juan Torres. He's got a great heart.
Yeah,
he teaches special children, and he is a teacher of that. That was a great. He's a special education teacher at that for the Huntsville ISD. He's trained in all kinds of martial arts, ex-defensive tackle, and just wasn't his night,
There's no shame in that. I'm glad he got, like all these fighters. And that's the thing that I guess I've enjoyed because, normally, and I heard like on another podcast where they were saying, normally I wouldn't even watch a fight like that. I just DVR it and I might check it out later on. But that's not then, it's now.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm glad these guys are getting an opportunity where we can see them fight. I'm excited when I look on my social media and an El Tigre promotion fighter is fighting. How awesome is that?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Shout
so,
out.
to me, that's
huge.
exciting in itself.
Right.
Was it the most exciting, pleasing fight? Not at all. Where those guys just kind of.
But it's also a different style of both fighters that at times it just doesn't really create that excitement inside the ring, and so you got to take some risks. And at the heavyweights, I mean, you're gonna pay for it if you do so. So it's just it wasn't really as you guys said it as exciting. But we're excited about Ticket Promotions. We're excited about his fighter, and then I think there's gonna be some pretty cool things, and he's gonna learn from his mistakes, and then it's just gonna get better from here.
No, definitely. We also had now, excuse me if I mispronounce the names, but Borbizan Momenov from Kazakhstan. He defeated Cameron Krell in a unanimous decision. Now, an interesting nugget, Momenov, he's from Kazakhstan, but he actually helped Canelo train in his lead up to.
Is that the only reason you brought him?
I
up?
kind of want to throw that in your face, Gringo. Wanted you, his own countryman, helped Canelo train in his fight against Triple G.
Which one? The one he won or the one he lost?
The one Canelo won in both.
That guy's good.
Touche. So yes, Momenov won that decision over Cameron Krell. Also, Nicolas Seknishaviv.
I'm not going to try to say that.
All I can say is Centenos Sweatbox Boxing Gym.
Well, there you go. From the country of Georgia,
Florida,
defeated Isaiah Jones, a unanimous decision. He improved to 6-0. Isaiah Jones took some wicked shots. No idea how he stood up to those. I'm sure Nicholas was wondering, how is this guy still standing? Let's get to the main event of the night. Joshua Greer versus Mike Plania. Little known Mike Plania from the same province as one Manny Pacquiao.
Genoa City. Shout out to you guys.
What are your thoughts on this fight? Mr. Night Night couldn't stay on his feet.
I love this fight. And yeah, I really like this fight. There's a lot of potential to Plania.
Such a strong, fast fighter.
It is. And not
Very
only that,
fast.
he's got the ability to throw that
left
hook into the
goodness.
face and make you pay for it. I just wish that he would use that same hook and throw down to the body more often.
True.
And more conditioning.
More conditioning.
It seemed like he tired out.
Yeah, and I know Greer made a lot of mistakes. He even said it. He paid for it. But this is a kid that definitely gets you to make those mistakes. As Greer came in and gave him a jab, he kind of left his hand down. He paid for it once. Then he went again and did it again. The speed that this kid has, not only at the defense, conditioning will be his problem, because the reality is this guy is ready for a title shot. My concern is he ready for Casimero?
Ooh,
which actually
Casimero,
which actually he sparred with him, so I don't know if that ever is gonna happen.
Or Naoya
Inoue,
the monster.
So is he ready for the monster?
No.
I don't think so right now. But if he wants to contend in this division and be able to be a top bantamweight world titleist, he needs to work in that conditioning.
No, and then for Mike Plania, for maybe not the monster. I don't think he's ready for that.
No, not yet.
But you remember his only loss is against former WBO champion Juan Carlos Payano, and that was by unanimous decision in 2018. I definitely think he's a contender ready for everybody else but the monster, maybe at this point in time. But that left hook, oh my goodness. And how about that dance that he did after the second knockdown? You talk about, he showgirls
kind of like
picking up the leg and jumping up and down.
Like a Fortnite.
I put a muscle just watching that.
Oh, he got excited over that.
Well, see, that's the thing I kind of want to, because we've got to be keeping it 100, right, brothers? Like, we've known boxing fans to do what we're kind of doing right now. Is it the fact that he had his night? It wasn't Greer's night. Is it matchmaking going wrong, or do you actually see something in this young man? Do you think?
No, I see something in this.
I see something
because
in him.
the only
you
guy
can see glance in him, and you can definitely see the power. I mean, he's got one of the most devastating left hooks, and he can throw that overhand right hand as well. I mean, just think about this. Cotto was amazing with that left hook.
Right.
Tito Trinidad was amazing with that hook, and to mention a lot, but if he can develop and strengthen himself, he's fast, he's pretty quick, work his body a little bit more, and being able to, you have to last those championship rounds. Yesterday, we didn't have them. is he going to be able to finish a fight and be able to perform at the highest level in championship rounds? I don't think so right now, but there is. I see a glance on superstar.
No, that's just what I'm asking.
Great point.
To kind of balance things out, is it that he was an unexpected bad matchup for Greer, or is the fact that he has something special? You're saying there is something special, but Hopper, what do you think?
Well, there's a saying, and I want to touch on this because there's a saying that degenerate gamblers have. And this is just talking, nothing with skills or anything like that. It's just gambling. You follow the steam. And in the later day of the fight, the previous day of the fight, a lot of the action was going towards Plania. A lot of the action in Vegas was going towards Plania. So you have to sit there and think, the steam is going towards Plania. Why? Why is this? When I saw this, I said, okay, this is definitely a must-watch because the fight just got that much more competitive. Because you have to keep in mind, the only fighter that Greer lost to was a very highly touted prospect named Stephen Fulton from Philadelphia.
Right.
Very highly touted prospect. So you're thinking, oh, okay, this is another one of those top-rank mismatches. But once the steam starts going in, oh, wait, this Plania guy actually has something. Because I'll be honest, I've never heard about Plania. I
haven't.
Yeah, just one time.
I've never heard about him.
On a Pacquiao fight. But
I knew he was from the Pacquiao province,
right?
Yeah.
And then after this fight, you bet your ass I'm going to be watching this.
Well,
next
I mean,
fight.
fighting Greer, number one in the WBO, and then number two in the IBF, and that for that matter right there, it shows that the caliber and talent that you're facing, it's top. I mean, this is a guy that was about to challenge Casimiro if he would win this fight. That's how big this fight was for Greer. I like Greer, how humble he was. This is what I like about when things don't go your way. Just admit it. It was Plania's night. He worked it. He didn't complain about anything about the decision, which, we talked about scoring, a little
we'll
bit ago.
Touch on that. We'll touch on that.
We're talking about Dave Moretti.
We'll touch on that. Yeah. Touch on
that. So having that in the way they interviewed him, he was very humble. He didn't touch anything on any kind of excuses. He just said, it wasn't my night, but I will be back. And I think he will definitely be back.
Yeah, I mean...
I think so as well.
Yeah, so that's kind of was my point. The fact that are we seeing smoke and mirrors, out of Greer, and then he got exposed, or there actually something is Plania? And you guys say, and that's a great point as far as following the money. They say, follow the money. That Plania, they started to have some action on him. And you can't smoke a mirror that hook. He clearly has some talent. And that's exciting. That's what we want to see. We hate to see the decisions where they clearly didn't get it right.
Yeah.
I want to see those fighters take advantage of these opportunities, and hopefully people see Plania when you don't have to accept the fact that you're the B side. Take the most of your opportunity. You're on a platform. You're in an opportunity where you can be seen and make your name.
Yeah.
Right? We went from who is this guy to he might be the guy. He might be a guy and a contender, and that's exciting. That's what makes boxing great.
And I'm glad that people can acknowledge it and say, listen, when a boxer throws about 426 punches, and Plania threw 452 for 26%, and Greer still threw 23%, and was still an exciting fight. That tells you that the matching of this fight was right there where it needed to be.
Great night of action. Though,
it was.
Yeah, overall it was good.
Yeah, one thing I missed, and this is my point about your question earlier. I missed the woo from the fans when he got knocked down for the first time.
That would have been exciting.
Whoa!
Hey, I'll be honest with you. When I was watching, I jumped out of my seat. I said, "Oh bleep! Oh bleep!"
Yeah,
this guy got dropped down.
I heard the punch, and I had it in surround sound. Boom. But nothing in the background. I'm like, I need some screaming out there.
No, that is a good point. So, yeah, when there's a high volume, exciting moment, you do want to extenuate it with the fans. So, yeah, absolutely. I was just saying from the standpoint, initially, I've gotten used to it. But, no, I mean, great point. And you were alluding to something early, Manny. So, Hopper kind of touched on that. Do you see a trend here that, they kept saying that, people being swayed by the fans? That's clearly not the case. No, there's no fans.
I don't know. I mean, I think that the judges
What's up with the judges?
could be a little bit more focused and concentrated. You have nothing around you. Maybe they do miss that, but I think that I mean, I watched the fight twice, and I still saw it. 6-4, and of course 2 extra points for Plania because he knocked them twice. I just don't understand what you were looking at. You're telling me that if Plania would have not knocked him out twice like he did, he would have win? I mean, he's not counting those 2 knockdowns to give it a 94-94. And on a second fight, I mean, the co-main event, I mean, the first fight, and then in the main event, kind of like shaky scores.
Well,
it's just
no. That's a good point. And that's a trend we don't want to see, and that inconsistency does concern me. Hopper, what's your thoughts on it? Because I know you have some hot cross buns,
hot tamales
takes on these. Let's just say questionable decisions that we're seeing here.
Well, that's the one part I did not miss about boxing and this quarantine hiatus is the scorecards, and you tend to you think rationally that without the fans swaying you, the judges will probably be able to see it more clearly, but that was not the case.
No.
It felt like a lot of these scorecards were already filled before the bouts even began. It's a shame because these guys have the best seats in the house, and we'll definitely touch on that. They're not going to get away with this. We're going to bring up more attention to these gentlemen as the night goes on.
You figured.
Huh? Yeah, we definitely will.
You figure that's going to happen. I mean, Jarman had a 97-91.
And the other lady, Patricia, she had a 96-92.
So was that fair? Was that fair enough?
Oh, yeah, definitely. Those scorecards are fair. And we'll touch on that. And we can't wait for the next night of boxing for Top Rank. We'll touch on that one as well. We'll recap it.
Yeah, absolutely. So Thursday night, have another card.
Yep.
It's going to be a Top Rank card. And who's the main event, Manny? Who do we have?
Jose Pedraza, El Sniper, is back. Former world champion. He's going to take Mikel Lespierre. 22-1, 10 knockouts, 10 rounds in the junior welterweight. So this is another great opportunity for Pedraza to prove himself that he still belongs in the top elite level. I don't really think that he'll get another opportunity soon, but if in fact there is a consolidation of titles and there's an undisputed champ, and that'd be Jose Ramirez, and he decides to go north into the 147, that's where you'll see Sniper squeezing in. It just depends how many, when would that happen?
No, that's a great point, man, because of how he's fared with his last fights and the way the division's kind of playing out as far as the landscape. I'm not really sure how I really feel about him right now, in regards of where he could potentially go. I mean, honestly, right now, you ask me, will he ever win a title? I'm saying no.
It's the odds are not in his favor, but I mean, just keep in mind he's only 3 losses are against Tank Davis, Lomachenko, and I was very surprised he lost to Jose Cepeda in his last fight.
Yeah,
so
that's the one though.
That was September last year. Unanimous decision. I don't think I did see any low on Pedraza at that time, but I mean the guy has talent, and he's a former world champion several times. So pedigree's there. And he's still hungry to get more. So is he doing something to get to the next level throughout this pandemic? I don't know. I hope he does, because I still believe that he could possibly do it if the scenario I just told you had happened. Because other than that, he won't beat Jose Ramirez.
No.
Not at this time.
No, definitely not.
Definitely exciting night of action. We can't wait. Gabriel Flores versus Joseph Reese. David Kaminsky versus Clay Collard. Victor Rodriguez versus Justin Horsley. Hey, it's boxing.
Hey, undefeated.
And it's back.
Gabriel Flores Jr., don't sleep out on that guy. 17-0. It doesn't have a lot of power. That's the downside of him, but he can still squeeze in around there in the lightweights. Damn, more lightweights.
More lightweights. We'll definitely touch on that next week episodes.
But for now,
fuera.
Sí, en vivo. ¡Ay!
Listos.
Suscríbete. Ya.